Hello children, let us come back to our maths class. Before we go to today's class, let us have a small recap of what we have seen in the previous class. In the previous class, we have seen about the trigonometric identities. Yes, we have written around 6 trigonometric identities. Let us revise that 6 identities and later on we will continue with exercise 3.4. Okay children? Okay. So let's see what were the trigonometric identities that we have seen in the previous class. Okay, what was it? We started with cos alpha plus beta, then cos alpha minus beta, sin alpha plus beta, sin alpha minus beta, tan alpha plus beta, tan alpha minus beta. Okay, let's see the identities over here. So you have to remember the formulas. If you know the formulas, just if you have any value, you can just substitute the formula. That is, you're just going to put the values in the formulas and you're going to get the required answer. Okay, let's go for the first identity. It is cos of alpha plus beta. And you may have a change in the angle. You may have alpha plus beta, you may have x plus y, you may have a plus b, may have b plus c. So accordingly, you have to change the formula. Just you have to change the angles accordingly. So what's that? Cos of alpha plus beta. So remember, when you have cos, you have cos and sin. When you have cos, you are going to take cos together and sin together. So this is cos alpha cos beta, and for the cos you have to change the sign. So the plus will change into minus. So what you get here? Cos alpha cos beta, and here you get sin alpha sin beta. Are you clear with the first identity children? So what is cos of alpha plus beta? Cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. This was the first identity that we have seen. Okay, now coming to the next one. It's cos of alpha minus beta. Very important thing, just remember some of the tricks. Okay, you have to just think of some of the tricks. Whenever you have cos, take cos together. So cos of alpha minus beta is cos alpha cos beta. Okay, so cos and cos is taken together. Now you have a minus sign over here. So when you are dealing with cos, the sign changes. So minus will turn to plus. And here you have sin alpha sin beta. So what is the formula for cos of alpha minus beta? Cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. Okay. Now let's come to the third identity. It's sine of alpha plus beta. What is sine of alpha plus beta? And when you have sine, you have to take two functions together. Okay, like sine cos sine cos. So here you have sine alpha. First you take for sine alpha cos beta. When you are dealing with sine, the sign remains the same. Very simple thing to remember. When you are dealing with the sine function, the sign is going to remain the same. That is, the plus will remain plus, the minus will remain the minus. So sine of alpha plus beta is equal to sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sine beta. So what you get? Sine of alpha plus beta is equal to sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sine beta. Okay, now let's take the next identity. It's sine of alpha minus beta. What is sine of alpha minus beta? This is sine. So you're going to take sine alpha cos beta, and what is the sign over here? It's minus. So you'll put here minus cos alpha sine beta. Are you clear children? Are you clear with the formulas? So cos means cos comes together, sine comes together. Here you have to take sine cos or mix them. So sine alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sine beta for sine alpha plus beta, and sine alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sine beta for sine of alpha minus beta. Coming to the next identity, it's tan of alpha plus beta. Very simple thing. Tan alpha plus beta is tan alpha plus tan beta. So you have to take the sign, that is plus, and when you have plus in the numerator, you have to take minus in the denominator. You get 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. What is the formula for tan alpha plus beta? It's tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. Coming to the last identity, that's tan of alpha minus beta. What's the formula? Sixth one, tan of alpha minus beta is equal to tan alpha minus tan beta upon, this is minus here, so you have a plus in the denominator part. So 1 plus tan alpha into tan beta. Are you clear with this, children? Okay, let's have a small revise. What is cos of alpha plus beta? Cos alpha plus beta is cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. What is cos of alpha minus beta? Cos alpha cos beta plus sin alpha sin beta. And what is sine of alpha plus beta? Sin alpha cos beta plus cos alpha sin beta. And sin alpha minus beta, sin alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sin beta. So just remember, for cos the main sign changes. Here plus means you get minus, minus means you get plus. For sin, the sign remains the same. What is the formula for tan alpha plus beta? It's tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha tan beta, and tan of alpha minus beta is equal to tan alpha minus tan beta upon 1 plus tan alpha into tan beta. Okay, children, so you have to remember this formulas thoroughly. I hope you are clear with the formulas. Okay, now let's come back to today's class. We are going to continue with exercise 3.4. So get ready with your classwork, children. Lay down your classwork. Take down your classwork. Write on today's date. Have you written today's date? Okay. In the previous class, we have completed till sum number 4. Yes, children? That is, I have completed the first sum and I have told you to complete 2, 3 and 4 as homework. Yes. So, today, let's start with sum number 5. Take down question number 5. Take down question number 5. Write on the question. Find the value of the first one, cos 105 degree. Let's start with the work. Write down the question. Find the value of cos 105 degree. Okay, 105, cos of 105 degree. Okay, so write down the question. And children, whenever you deal with the trigonometric functions, try to draw the table and keep it ready. That at least draw the table for 3 functions. Draw for sine, cos and tan, and write the values from 0 to 90 degrees, so that it will be easy for us to refer the values and we can take down the values easily. Because if you just miss out the values, or if you just take down the wrong values, everything will go wrong. Okay, children? So very important thing is, if you just you can just take the angle table, no problem, no need to rub it. We can have the table over there. No one is going to do anything. You can just do it for your reference. So I'm just going to draw a table for my reference. I'm just going to consider 3 functions: sine theta or sine, cos and tan. This is 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90 degree. So I know the values. You have to remember the first 5 values: 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. So draw the table. So we have to keep this table. So whenever we just do any sums, we can just refer this table. You have 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. This is for sine. And the for cos, you have to just take the reverse of it. So you get here 1. This is root 3 by 2. This is 1 by root 2. This is 1 by 2. And this is 0. So take the reverse of sine. When you take the reverse of the angles of sine, you get the value for angles of cos. 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2, 1. Just take the reverse of it. So 1, root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2 and 0. For finding tan is very easy. You have to just divide sine and cos. Very simple thing. So 0 upon 1 gives you 0. Here 1 upon 2 upon root 3 by 2. So the denominators are same, 2, 2. We can cancel 2, 2. And what is left here? 1 by root 3. 1 by root 2, 1 by root 2, you get here 1. Root 3 by 2, 1 by 2. So 2, 2 gets cancelled. And what is left here? Root 3. And 1 upon 0 is not defined. You don't have any value for 1 upon 0. So put here not defined. Okay, already I have explained to you this. But anyway, we need these values. We have to know all the values. Okay, children, have you taken down the tables? Okay. Now let's start with our fifth sum. Find the value of first one. Sum number 5. First one, cos of 105 degree. So this is exercise 3. Find the value of cos 105 degree. Now I don't know the value for 105 directly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break this. I'm just going to split 105. So how are you going to split it? You are going to split 105 in such a way that both the angles are known to us. See, if I just give you an idea. If I take this as 90 plus 50. Okay, I can just do the splitting like this also. But here what happens is I don't know the value for 15. I don't know the value for cos 15 and so on. So don't choose a number like this. You're going to choose or you're going to split the number in such a way that we are able or we can find the values. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to split 105 as 60 plus 45. 60 plus 45 gives you 105. What is the value for 60 plus 45? 145, and I know the value or I know the value for cos 60, I know the value for sin 60, and I know the value for tan 60. Similarly, when I go for 45 degree, yes, I know the value for the different functions in terms of 45 degree. So I'm going to split 105 as 60 plus 45. Are you getting my point, children? So just do not split of any this. We have many ways of writing 105. Yes, I agree. But you are going to choose the way where we are able to find the angles. Like if you know cos 60, yeah, I know. If you are asked to find cos 45, yes, I can find. So try to find out the angles which has been available. Okay. So now let's do the next step. So this is equal to. So this is equal to cos of. So how is 105 written as? 105 is written as 60 plus 45 degree. Both the values are known. Both the angles are known to us. 60 degree, that is cos 60 can be found, sin 60 can be found, cos 45 can be found, and sin 45 can be found. Okay, now here I am going to apply the identity cos of alpha plus beta. Here what is alpha? Here alpha is 60 and what is beta here? It's 45 degree. So first of all you write down the formula. So what's the formula? So cos of alpha plus beta is equal to, here we are going to deal with alpha plus beta. So cos alpha plus beta is equal to, what is the formula? Write on the formula, children. Yes, it's cos alpha. When you have cos, you have to write cos together and sin together. Remember, the plus sign will change into minus sign. So cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. So what is the formula for cos alpha plus beta? It's cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. So I have taken down the formula. Now I am just going to express cos 60 plus 45 in terms of formula. So I'll be writing down here. Therefore, cos of 60 plus 45 is equal to. So you're just going to write down using this formula. So 60 is alpha and 45 is beta. So this is equal to cos 60 cos 45 minus sin alpha sin 60 and sin 45 degree. Just mention it properly, very easy thing. This is a 2-mark question. So you have cos 60 cos 45 minus sin 60 sin 45. Okay, I'm just going to substitute the value. That's why I have drawn a table over there. So I can just use the table and I can fill the values directly here. What is cos 60, children? Cos 60 is 1 by 2. Okay. Cos 45 is 1 by root 2. You see, I'm just going on substituting the value. You can use a dot for mentioning the multiplication sign. Dot is allowed. So 1 by 2 into 1 by root 2. Okay. Minus sin 60. What is sin 60? Sin 60 is root 3 by 2. Okay, done. Sin 45. What is sin 45? Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. Okay. So I have substituted the values. Almost all the values are known to us. So that's why we have to choose the angle in such a way that is known to us. So 1 by 2 into 1 by root 2. minus root 3 upon 2 into 1 by root 2. Now just see here children, the denominators are same. Here it's 2 into root 2. Again here we have 2 into root 2. So I am going to take the numerator part together and the common denominator. So what I get here, 1 into 1, it's 1. Root 3 into 1, that's root 3. And the main sign, minus. So we get 1 minus root 3 upon 2 root 2. What do you get? 1 minus root 3 upon 2 root 2. Just stay down the steps children. Have you taken down? So now we can have one more step or we can stop the answers over here. Actually mostly we should not keep the root part in the denominator. We don't keep, we rationalize the denominator. Yes children? So try to rationalize the denominator. How to rationalize the denominator here? This is root 2. I want to remove root 2. So I can multiply by root 2 and multiply by root 2. Why I am multiplying by root 2? So that I can rationalize the denominator. So what you get here? So this is equal to, this is root 2. I'll write as it is, 1 minus root 3. Root 2 into 1 minus root 3. This is 2. Root 2 into root 2. What is root 2 into root 2? Root 2 into root 2 gives you 2. Do not get confused with this sum. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. And 2 into 2 is 4. There is a difference. Root 2 into root 2 gives you 2. So what is the answer in the denominator part? Already a 2 is present. Yes. And root 2 into root 2. What is root 2 into root 2? It's 2. Yes. You get the answer as root 2, 1 minus root 3 upon 4. This is the answer for cos of 105 degrees. So we can just stop the answers over here. That is 1 by root 3 upon 2 root 2. Okay. Or we can just rationalize it and we can get the answer. This is cos of 105 degrees. So just write down the step and write down the final step. Therefore, cos of 105 degree is equal to root 2 1 minus root 3 upon. So we have completed the first subpart. I hope you were clear with the first subpart of question number 5. Yes children, very easy thing. You have to just remember the formula. Once you know the formula, you have to just use that formula, substitute the value and try to simplify the sums. Okay. So you people can just refer the value of the angle. So that will be easy. So we have completed the first subpart. Now children, the second one will be a homework. Okay children, that is from question number 5, the second subpart. Homework, exercise 3.4, question number 5, the second subpart will be a homework. That is, you are going to find out sine of 105 degrees. Same manner you are going to split it. And once you split it, you can just apply the formula and get the answer. Okay children, now let's go for the third subpart. I'll be finding that. Let's go for the third subpart. The angle is given in form of radian. So we were dealing with the degree part. Now here the radian part is given. So we will not use the radian part. We have to use the degree part. So we'll try to convert the radian into degree. Let's do sum number 3. Say down. Sum number 3. Third subpart. Tan of 7 pi by 12. Yes children? Yes. So this is the third question from sum number 5. Tan 7 pi by 12. So how are you going to do the sum? This sum will be done by converting radians into degree. So when you have to convert the radian into degree, you have to multiply by 180 by pi. Multiply by 180 by pi. So this is equal to tan of 7 pi into 180 upon pi. And here you have 12. So I'm just going to convert the radian in terms of degree. So 7 pi upon 12 into 180 upon pi. Okay children, let's simplify this. So what you get here, first thing is pi gets cancelled. Very easy thing. We can just go with 2 table. Okay, or 6 table also will be easier. 6 2s are 12. 6 2s are 12. 6 3s are 18 and here 1 0 left out. So 30. So because 12 and 18 is common to 6 tables. So 6 twos are 12, 6 threes are 18 and 1 0 left. So 30, 2 ones are 2 15s are. So the denominator part almost everything is been cancelled and in the numerator you have 7 into 15 and 15 sevens are it's 105. 7 5s are 35, 7 ones are 7 plus 3 10, 105. So what do you write here? This is equal to tan of 105 degree. So we have converted the radian in terms of degree and you know how to convert a radian in terms of degree. Multiply by 180 upon pi. So when you just multiply it, simplify it and you get the answer is tan 105. Now you know what is the next step? Yes, good. We are going to split this 105. How are you going to split it? 60 plus 45. So this is equal to tan of 60 plus 45 degree. 60 degree plus 45 degree. Okay. Now for this, we are going to use which identity? Yes, tan of alpha plus beta. So write down here the identity. Tan of alpha plus beta. Write on the formula, children. Write on the identity for tan of alpha plus beta. Come on, do it. So tan of alpha plus beta. What is the formula for tan of alpha plus beta? It's alpha plus beta. So write down here tan alpha plus tan beta. Okay. Upon. You have plus in the numerator part. So the denominator part will contain negative sign. 1 minus tan alpha into tan beta. So this is the formula. So we are just going to use this formula. Let's use the formula. So what do you get here? You can say therefore tan of 60 plus 45 is equal to tan alpha plus tan beta, that is tan 60 degree plus tan 45 degree. Tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha into tan beta, that is 1 minus tan 60 tan 45 degree. Tan 60 degree into tan 45 degree. Okay, I'm just going to substitute the values. Okay, let us substitute the values. What you get here? What is tan 60? Yeah, it's root 3. Okay, tan 45, it's 1. Put here plus 1. Okay, done. 1 minus tan 60 again, root 3 into 1. So what do you get here? Root 3 plus 1 upon 1 minus root 3 into 1. Okay, children. So we are just going to write down the next step. So this will be equal to root 3 plus 1, 1 minus root 3. What do you get? Root 3 plus 1 upon 1 minus root 3. How you get root 3? Root 3 into 1 gives you root 3. So it's 1 minus root 3. I have told you that we never keep the root in the denominator part. So you have to rationalize the denominator. Here, this is 1 minus root 3. So you have to take the conjugate of it. What is the meaning of conjugate? Conjugate means you have to change the sign. Now this is minus. Yes, children? It's 1 minus root 3. So what will be the conjugate of it? The conjugate will be 1 plus root 3. What is the conjugate of 1 minus root 3? It will be 1 plus root 3. So you are going to multiply and divide by 1 plus root 3. So 1 plus root 3 upon 1 plus root 3. Come on children, go for the multiplication. Okay, so multiply the numerator and multiply the denominator. So let's multiply the numerator part. What do you get here when you multiply the numerator part? This is root 3 plus 1 and 1 plus root 3. Mostly they are the same. This is root 3 plus 1 and this is 1 plus root 3. So you can write down this as root 3 plus 1 the whole square. Now just see here children. This is a plus b, a minus b. I have told you that already we have used this identity also. A plus b into a minus b is equal to a square minus b square. What is the identity for a plus b into a minus b? It's a square minus b square. So what is a here? A is 1 and what is b here? It's root 3. So you are going to get a square minus b square. That means 1 square minus root 3 square. Are you clear with this step, children? Yes. So what you get here? Root 3 plus 1 the whole square. And this is a minus b, a plus b, that is a square minus b square. So I get here 1 square minus root 3 square. Let us continue the step. Let's simplify further. So what do you get there? So I am just going to apply the identity a plus b the whole square for the numerator part. A plus b the whole square. What is the identity? A square plus 2ab plus b square. A square plus 2ab plus b square. So what is a square, children? A is root 3. So a square will be root 3 square. So this is equal to root 3 square plus 2 into a into b. That is 2 into root 3 into 1. 2 into root 3 into 1. At the last, b square. What is b square? B is 1. So b square will be 1 square. Okay. A square minus b square. What is 1 square? 1 into 1 gives you 1. Yes. Now, coming to the next one. The main sign is minus. Root 3 into root 3. Yes. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. Remember this. So now let's simplify it further. Root 3 square. You know what is the value for root 3 square? Yes, it's going to be 3 plus 2 into root 3 into 1. That's going to be 2 root 3 plus 1. So what do you get here? 3 plus 2 root 3 plus 1 upon minus 2. 1 minus 3 minus 2. Try to simplify. I can add 3 and 1. So I get 4 plus 2 root 3 minus 2. I'm just going to take the minus in the numerator part. That is the form. That is the correct way of writing the negative. So always try to write the negative on the numerator part. Do not put it in the denominator part. Just put it outside here. And this is 2. Okay. So you get 4 plus 2 root 3 upon 2. Just see the numerator part. You have 4 and we have 2 here. That means we can take 2 common. So this is equal to minus is over here. I'm just going to take 2 common. So what is left here? 2 is left. And here plus root 3 is left. Are you getting my point, children? See, minus is here, minus is out. That we are not worried about. So 4 plus 2 root 3. So I'm just going to take 2 common. So 2 is taken common. So what is left here? 2 plus root 3 upon 2. So 2 gets cancelled. At the last, what is left? Minus of 2 plus root 3. Minus of 2 plus root 3. No need of opening the bracket. You can just keep the minus sign as common. So what do you get the answer as? You get the answer as minus of 2 plus, what's that? Root 3. Are you clear with the answer, children? Very easy thing. You have to just go on substituting the values. The thing is, you should know the formula first of all. Once you know the formula, you can substitute the values and you can get the required answer. Are you clear with this, children? Okay, now. So I have already given you one sum as homework, okay, children? That is sum number 5. The second sub part is your homework. Now, just move to question number 6. Take down the 6th question. Take down the 6th question, children. Take down the 6th question. Prove that the first one, cos of 30 degree plus x is equal to root 3 cos x minus sin x upon 2. Take down the 6th question, the first subpart. First one, cos of 30 degree plus x is equal to root 3 cos x minus sin x upon 2. This is the question. So what you have to do? You have to prove cos of 30 degree plus x is equal to root 3 cos x minus sin x upon 2. So here we are going to take the LHS part first. Okay, children? Let's take the LHS part. Come on. So what is the LHS part here? The LHS is cos of 30 degree plus x. Just do not get confused. Very simple thing. You have to just apply the identity. What identity you are going to use here? Yes, cos of alpha plus beta. What's that identity? The first one we use. Yes, cos alpha, cos beta minus. The sign is plus here, so the sign will change as minus. Minus Sine alpha, sine beta. What is alpha here? The alpha is 30 degree. And what is beta here? Beta is x. Okay, so we are just going to use the identity. Come on, use the identity. Cos of 30 degree plus x, you apply the identity, you can have the formula, you can write down the formula, no problem. Just this for our reference. So the more you write the formula, you'll be thorough with it. Yes. So cos of alpha plus beta is equal to cos alpha cos beta minus sine alpha sine beta. Come on, we have written the formula. So just apply the formula. So what is alpha here? Alpha is 30 and beta is x. So what do you get? Come on children, substitute the value. So you get cos 30 cos x minus sin 30 sin x. You don't know the value for x angle here, so just keep x as it is. And whatever you know, you just try to put the value. Okay. So let's see how you get the answer. This is cos of 30 degree plus x is equal to. So in place of alpha, you're going to put 30. So cos of 30 and cos beta. So you're going to write down your x. Cos of x minus, what is alpha? 30. So sine 30 and x. So sine, it's clear to you. So just you're going to replace alpha as 30 and beta as x. That's all. We don't know any other values. That is, I don't know the value for cos x. So just keep x as x only. And again here you keep it as x. No problem. Okay, let's simplify. Just put the value. What is the value for cos 30, children? Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2. And this is cos x. Keep it as cos x. No problem. Sin 30. What is sin 30? Yeah, it's half. I hope that many would have completed the sum. Very good. Root 3 by 2 cos x minus 1 by 2 sin x. Yes. What is the denominator, children? 2 and 2. So we can take the denominator common and we can write the numerator together. So what do you get? This is equal to root 3 cos x minus 1 into sin x. You can just put it as sin x. No problem. Sin x. And what is the common denominator you have? 2. Yes. So what is this value? This value is equal to the RHS value. So you can say I started from LHS and I derived at the RHS. So root 3 by 2 cos x minus 1 by 2 sin x. So I get root 3 cos x minus sin x upon 2, which is equal to the RHS. Okay children, so what will be the final statement? You know how to write down the final statement? Come on. You say therefore LHS is equal to RHS. Hence proved. So this was the first subpart from question number 6. Are you clear with this, children? Okay. State on the sum. This is very important, and one very important is once you know the identities, everything is very easy. Yes, see children. So once you know the formula, you just wrote the formula. We substituted the value. Yes, I know some of the angles. Yes, we wrote the angle value and we got the required answer. Now let's come to the second subpart. What is the second subpart, children? It's cos pi plus theta is equal to minus cos theta. Straight on the second subpart. Shall I rub this? I hope you have done this. Okay, good. Let's do the second subpart. It's cos of pi plus theta is equal to minus cos theta. Yes, this is what we have to show, children. Cos of pi plus theta is equal to minus cos theta. And from question number 6, the third subpart will be a homework, children. Okay. Fifth, second subpart is homework, and also the sixth, third subpart will be homework. I have done the first one. Now we are going to do the second one. Now, children, I'm just going to do this proof by two methods. This is just for your extra information. You can just use any one of the method, because here they have not mentioned that you have to find out the angle using only the identities. Nothing is given. So I can just use any method. So I'm just going to use two methods. The first one is I'm going to use a formula method. That is, I'm going to use the identity. And the second thing is I'm going to directly find out from the quadrant. Okay, that you remember that we have used a quadrant, and we found the answer for it. Okay. So two methods also. So first is cos of alpha plus beta is equal to cos alpha cos beta. This is plus, it turns to minus sin alpha sin beta. Take down the sums along with me, children. So we write down the formula first of all. So cos of alpha plus beta is cos alpha cos beta minus sin alpha sin beta. Okay, now here what I am going to do. What is alpha and what is beta? Alpha is pi and beta is theta. So just put here, therefore cos of pi plus theta. Very simple thing. Just replace alpha and beta. So cos pi cos theta. I don't know anything about theta, so just put as theta minus sin pi and sin theta. So what you have, cos pi cos theta minus sin pi sin theta. Okay, children, so this is minus 1 cos theta. That is the value for cos pi. Remember the value for cos pi, children? The value for cos pi is minus 1. What is the value for cos of pi? Cos of pi is minus 1. Okay. And what is the value for sin of pi? The value for sin of pi is 0. So you should know the values. This is the different values that you are studying now. Yes, children? So what is the value for cos pi? The value for cos pi is minus 1. Okay. And what is the value for sin pi? That is 0. So try to put the values that you know. I know the value for cos pi, that's minus 1 into cos theta. Okay, I'll just put here minus sin pi. What is the value for sin pi, children? Yeah, it's 0. So put here 0. 0 into sin theta. So 0 into anything is going to be 0. So no need to worry about the second part. Just focus on the first part. That's minus cos theta. That's what you have to show. Yes. So we started with cos pi plus theta and we got the answer as minus cos theta. You can say therefore cos pi plus theta is equal to minus cos theta. Hence proved. They have said to prove, yes. Just say hence proved. So are you clear with this part, children? Was it easy? Yes. So this is one of the way of doing the sum. This is by the formula method. That is, we use the identity over here. Yes, children? And now I am going to teach you a direct method. I'll just give you one shortcut method also. You people know how to do it. Anyway, I'll just do it. Or this sum can be done by this way also. Okay. Or cos of pi plus theta is equal to minus cos. The first thing is you are going to check whether it's an odd multiple or an even multiple. This is pi. What is the value for pi? Pi means this is 180. Is 180 a even multiple or an odd multiple, children? 90 into 2. That means it is a even multiple. So when you have an even multiple, what happens? The function remains the same. So I'll write here cos of pi plus theta. Okay, just I'll put here. This is the question. Okay, this is the question part. So I'll just take. Actually, it completes in one line. So cos of pi plus theta is, first of all, this is an even multiple. So cos remains the cos. Cos remains cos. Now I'm just going to focus on the sign. I have to check whether it is a positive sign or a negative sign. So I have to draw a quadrant over here. So you have to show a quadrant, children. So draw a quadrant. Now this is pi. What is the meaning of pi? This is 180 and 180 plus theta. It goes to 180 and from 180 it again goes to plus theta. So this is 0 to 90, 90 to 180 plus theta. So somewhere you are here. Where are you now? You are in the third quadrant. So where is this part lying? Where is pi plus theta lying? Pi plus theta is lying in the third quadrant. You can say pi plus theta lies in the third quadrant, and you know the rule. This is all students take chocolate. So what is the function that is going to be positive here? Which functions will be positive here? Tan will be positive and cot will be positive, and other functions will be negative. So tan will be a positive function, but I have a cos function. What about cos function? It is going to be negative in the third quadrant, because in the third quadrant only the tan function and the cot function will be positive, but we have a cos function, so the sign will be minus cos theta. You can just mention here pi plus theta lies in third quadrant. You can just try. See, the answer is here. This is proof part. Finished. Cos pi plus theta is minus cos. I did the answer directly. That is, I have just used two things. I have checked whether it's an odd multiple or an even multiple. If it is an even multiple, the cos remains the cos. And if it is an odd multiple, the cos will change into sine. That is the one thing you have to do. And after that, you have to check for the angle. Pi plus theta. So, you know, if you are going for a positive angle, you have to move in a counterclockwise direction. So, pi means 180. So 0 to 90, 90 to 180 plus theta. That means you are somewhere in the third quadrant, and in the third quadrant only the tan function and the cot functions are positive and others are all negative. So cos will be negative. So I get the answer is minus cos theta. That's all. Proved. Single line. So you have to explain. You cannot directly write that it's minus cos. You have to show that why it is minus. Tan and cot is cos. Okay, children. So any one of the way is agreeable. You according to the mark. If it's a 2-mark question, you can go by direct method. If it's a 3-mark question, just try for the formula method. Okay. So just see the weightage of a sum and accordingly you go with the steps. So this is what we have done in question number 6. Now let us go to question number 7. Straight on question number 7, children. Straight on question number 7. Was that question? Find a quadratic equation whose roots are sine 15 degree and cos 15 degree. Very interesting sum. Already this type of questions we have done in our 10th standard. We have found a quadratic equation. If some numbers were given, here instead of numbers they have given some functions. What are the functions they have given to you? Sine 15 and cos 15. So let's start with the work. Shall I rub the board, children? Okay, I'll just go with the sum. They have given you to find a quadratic equation and also they have given the roots. So write down given roots, sum number 6. So what is given to us? Some roots are given. So given roots are sine 15 degree and cos 15 degree. These are the roots given to us. Roots are sine 15 degree and cos 15 degree. Okay. Now, whenever you have to form a quadratic equation, you have to find out the sum of the roots and you have to find out the product of roots. You know the quadratic form? What is the quadratic form? X square minus sum of roots the whole x plus product of roots is equal to 0. This is what is the form of a quadratic equation. So you have to find out the sum of roots and also you have to find out the product of roots. Let's find out these two things and later on we'll substitute in the general form and we will get the required quadratic equation. Okay, children, let's start with the work. So first thing is you are going to find out the sum of roots. So write down here, sum of roots is equal to, add this to, so sine 15 degree plus cos 15 degree. What's the sum of roots? Sine 15 degree plus cos 15 degree. Just do not do anything. We cannot do any direct addition over here. Do not write here as 30 degree. No. Sine 15 degree, we have to just write 15 in terms of two angles. Like we have already done cos 105 degree, tan 105 degree. Yes, children. So we are going to split this 15 degree. Now this is a smaller number. So I'll take a bigger number minus a smaller number. So I'm just going to take sine of 45 minus 30. Do you agree with these numbers? 45 minus 30 gives you 15. Okay. So I'm just going to write 15 as 45 minus 30, and same manner I'm going to proceed for cos 15 also. So this will be cos of 45 minus 30. So what do you get here? Sin 15 will be written as sin of 45 minus 30, and cos 15 will be written as cos of 45 minus 30. Are you clear, children? Okay, now we are going to apply the formula separately. Here you're going to apply the formula for sin alpha minus beta, and here you're going to apply the formula for cos alpha minus beta. If you're thorough, you can just apply the formula directly. If you're not thorough, just write down the formula and then you apply the formula. No problem. So I'm just going to mention the formula over here. So I'll write down the formula for both sin alpha minus beta and cos alpha minus beta. What is the formula for sin alpha minus beta? Sin alpha cos beta. For sin, the sign remains the same. So this is minus. So I'll get minus sin alpha cos beta, cos alpha sin beta. Sin alpha cos beta minus cos alpha sin beta. And let me go for cos alpha minus beta. What is that? Cos sin. So cos alpha cos beta minus will change to plus. When you are dealing with the cos function, you have to change the sign. So that becomes plus sin alpha sin beta. Okay, children, are you clear with this part? So I have written the two formulas. Just I'm going to use the formula and I'm going to write down the answer. So let me write down the expansion. The expansion will be a little bigger because we are dealing with two different functions. I'll be just writing down from here. I'll use a bracket. Sin alpha, sin 45 degree cos 30 degree minus cos 45 degree sin 30 degree. One part is done, plus cos alpha cos beta. So cos 45 degree cos 30 degree. Are you doing the sums along with me, children? This is just a substitution. We are not doing any new things over here. So sin 45 minus 30, I have applied the identity and I got the expansion. Same way I'm going to apply the identity for cos alpha minus beta and I'm going to get the expansion. So cos 45 cos 30 plus sin 45 sin 30. Okay, so I've just written the expansion. Let me put the values. So I'll get the value as sin 45 is 1 by root 2. Try to write down in a bracket, children. That will be easy. 1 by root 2 cos 30 root 3 by 2 cos 45 1 by root 2 sin 30 1 by 2. You get 1 by root 2 root 3 by 2 minus 1 by root 2 into 1 by 2. Okay. Plus, actually this is a plus sign, so no need to use the bracket, no problem. We use the bracket, it's good. Plus cos 45 1 by root 2 cos 30 root 3 by 2 plus sin 45. Sin 45 is 1 by root 2. Sin 30 is 1 by 2. So I have just substituted the values. We have totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 angles. I have just put all the 8 angles. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to just see if anything is been common and we can cut any terms. This is 1 by root 2. This is root 3 by 2. This is plus. So they will be added. Yeah, this is 1 by root 2 into root 3 by 2. So it will be added. Now this is minus 1 by root 2 into 1 by 2 and this is plus 1 by root 2 into 1 by 2. So we can cancel this term and this term. So what is left here? Root 3 by 2 root 2 plus root 3 by 2 root 2. So what is left? Root 3 by 2 root 2 plus root 3 by 2 root 2. So I'm just going to add it. So the denominators are same. I'm going to keep the denominator together. Root 3 plus root 3 gives you 2 root 3. So 2 gets cancelled. So what is left here? Root 3 by root 2. And I have told you that we never keep the root in the denominator. So you have to rationalize this part. So I just rub the part. Anyway, I have to rub that side only. I cannot rub. Just write down the steps. So I get root 3 by root 2. I'm going to rationalize it. What I get here? So root 3 by 2 into root 2 by root 2, right? That is, you have to rationalize this. So multiply by root 2, root 2. You get root 6. Root 3 into root 2 gives you root 6 upon 2. So what is the answer for sum of roots? I have found the answer for sum of roots as root 6 by 2. Okay, children. So we have found the value for root 3 into root 2, that is root 6 by 2. Are you clear with this part, children? So remember, never keep the denominator part in the form of roots. Okay, try to rationalize it. Try to get a number in the denominator part. Okay, so we have completed the sum of roots. Now we have to go to the product of roots, because when you want to form a quadratic equation, you want the sum of roots, and along with it you want the product of roots. So let's find out the product of roots. I hope you would have done this. Now children, for finding product of roots, you have to, we are going to use another formula. Okay, we are not going, you can do by that method. That's the same thing you can do. Instead of putting plus, you can just go on multiplying and you can do the sum. That's one of the method. Okay, I'm just going to give you one more formula over here. Just give the heading as product of roots. Head on. Product of roots is equal to. So for product of roots, what you will write? Sine 15 degree into cos 15 degree. Sine 15 degree into cos 15 degree. Now here, children, we have one formula. Just stay on that formula. Okay. It's 2 sine A. It's sine. 2 sine A is sine 2A. Sine of 2A is 2 sine A cos. Let's take this part here. So sine 2A. So what is the formula we are going to use here? Sine 2A is equal to 2 sine A cos A. That means if you have 2 into sine A into cos A, you can write down this as sine of 2A. Getting my point? Just see here, children, we have sine A cos A. It is AA means the angle should be same. So what is the angle here? 15 degree. And what is the angle here? 15 degree. So both the angles are same. That means what you have the part sine A and you have the part cos A. So now which part is missing? What is missing here? 2 is missing here. So I'm just going to add here 2. So when you just do some changes, remember, if I add 2 means I have to subtract 2. That means the value should remain the same. So I'm going to multiply by 2 and also divide by 2 so that the value will not change. So I'm just going to multiply by 2 and divide by 2. Are you getting my point, children? So what formula are we going to use there? We are going to use the formula sine 2A is equal to 2 sine A cos A. What's the formula we are going to use? We use the formula sine 2A is equal to 2 sine A cos A. Are you getting my point, children? Okay, good. So we have just sine A cos A. So I just want to get that particular part. I want 2 sine A cos A. So I am multiplying and dividing. Remember to divide also. Just do not multiply and leave the sum. Everything will go wrong, children. Multiply and divide. Okay, now we have done. So now what is this part? What is the numerator part? You get the numerator as sine of 2A. That is 2 into sine A cos A gives you sine 2A. Now what is sine 2A? You get here sine of 2 into, what is A, children? A is 15. 2 into 15 degree upon 2. Are you clear? You get sine 2 into 15. What is 2 into 15? Is 30 degrees. So sine of 30 degree upon 2. Getting my steps? So sine of 2 into 15 degree. So sine of 30 upon 2. Okay, what is the value for sine 30, children? Yeah, it's half. So let's state on that value. So this will be careful, this is half upon half. Shall I continue over here? I'll just continue over here. So I get here half. Sine 30 is half. So half upon half. It is half upon 2. Half upon 2. So 2 and 2 will get multiplied. So I get the answer is 1 by 4. Very clear, children? It's 1 by 2 upon 2. So this is like this, 1 by 2 upon 2. You have only a 1 number, yes? That can be taken as 1. So 1 upon 2. The numerator will be kept as numerator. And for the denominator, you have to write the reciprocal. So this becomes 1 upon 2. So what is the answer? 1 upon 4. You know how to go for fraction upon a fraction. So I get the answer is 1 upon 4. So with this, we found the product of roots. So we have found the sum of roots and also the product of roots. So now what is the thing we need? Yes, we want the quadratic equation. So let's form a quadratic equation. So write on, therefore, required equation is x square minus sum of roots the whole x plus product of roots is equal to 0. That are the required equation. Required equation is x square minus sum of roots going x square minus sum of roots the whole x plus product of roots is equal to 0. Okay, done. Now I'm just going to substitute the values that I have found. We have found the sum of roots as root 6 by 2 and we have found the product of roots as 1 by 4. Okay, I'll just put here this is equal to, or therefore I'll put because I have to equal to 0 is there. Therefore x square minus, what was the sum, children? Root 6 by 2 x plus 1 by 4 is equal to 0. Still our sum is not done. We have to write in a standard form. This is x square minus root 6 by 2 x plus 1 by 4. So take down the LCM. LCM of 2 and 4 will give you 4. Yes. So multiply by 2, multiply by 2. And here you have to multiply by 4. Because this is 4. So you want here also 4. So multiply by 4. So what do you get here? 4x square minus 2 root 6x plus 1 upon 4 is equal to 0. I get 4x square minus 2 root 6 plus 1 is equal to 0. The 4 goes to this side, that is it gets multiplied with 0 and you will get the answer as 4x square minus 2 root 6x plus 1 is equal to 0. So we have found the answer. What's the answer we have found here? 4x square minus 2 root 6x plus 1 is equal to 0. This is the required equation. Okay, children. Now it's a homework part. Sum number 8, I'll be doing it. Okay, children, I'll be doing the sum number 8. Now you have to complete sum number 9. So sum number 5, this question number 5, second sub part. Question number 6, third sub part. Then you have to complete question number 9. Then you have to complete question number 11, 12, 13. 11, 12, 13. All the sums all are based on identities. Okay, so you can just go with the sum, no problem. So I'll be just doing with 8 sum. Okay, children. 7th we have done. The homework will be 9, 11, 12, 13. That means I have to do 8 sum also, and also I have to do the 10th sum. I'll be doing the 8th and the 10th, and I'll be doing the remaining sums. You just see what homework, what else I can give you for the homework. So what was the thing? 5, 6, 9, 11, 12, 13. Actually, this exercise can be a self-study exercise. Okay, let us do together. You and yes, everyone will do it together. So you are going to do some of the sums and I am going to do some of the sums. Okay, children. So are you clear with the homework part? Sum number 5, the second sub part. Question number 6, the third sub part. 9 sum, 11th sum, 12th sum, and the 13th sum. Okay, children. And we will be continuing with the remaining sums in the next class.